So by now we know that the Rajasthan High Court has acquitted actor Salman Khan in the case of poaching of two chinkaras in Rajasthan way back in 1998. My colleague Akash Bish has spoken to the original who was the district forest officer in the Rajasthan Forest Department at that time, and he had done a detailed investigation into this case. What does he have to say about the final verdict, and what kind of a conclusion had he reached after his investigation in the case? So, Akash, what is the name of this investigator, and what does he feel about this verdict now?
His name is Lalit Bora, and he resigned from Forest Service in around 2002. Obviously, he was disappointed with what the verdict was, and he was saying that this can only happen. Seriously, this is a democracy. He was still. And the whole case in that sense that on October 1st, late night, 1998, Bishnois, who were known for their love animals and their lot of history with animals in that sense. So Bishnois suddenly, late in the night, they heard some firecrackers around their village, and they rushed out and they saw this suspicious gypsy who was making rounds around their village, and then they suddenly rushed towards the gypsy to see what was happening, and then they realized once they reached the spot that there were two dead black bucks.
Okay.
And then when they looked at the gypsy, they tried that gypsy. They tried, just tried stopping one, pointed a gun at them, and then they just gave away, and then Salman Khan just fled off.
Salman pointed a gun at them.
And it was the same gun with which he shot these chinkara, black bucks. So, and then he fled the spot. They tried chasing him on a bike, but they couldn't chase him. And then immediately they went to the forest department's office near Jodhpur and gave a detailed account of what exactly happened. And interestingly, some of the Bishnois stayed back at the place where the black bucks were shot dead. And they stayed so that just to ensure that no one else takes the carcass.
Right.
And that is when the case was handed over to the forest department. But this happened on early October, late night on October. But then eventually, Bora was. Interestingly, Bishnois also took down the registration number of the gypsy. And it gave a start to Bora, at least some sort of a start. So he immediately contacted the RTO and asked for the details of the gypsy. It was then revealed that the gypsy belonged to someone named Arun Yadav. He went to Arun Yadav, questioned him. Then Arun Yadav sort of spilled the bean and said that the gypsy was indeed taken by Salman Khan because he wanted an open vehicle.
It belonged to Arun Yadav, but he had given it to Salman. Rented it out to Salman because Salman wanted an open vehicle.
That's so. And then what happened is as he went deeper into the case, and he on further questioning, Arun Yadav told him the name of the guy, Harish Dulani, who was the driver of the car. He was the one who was supposed to drive all these actors around, especially Salman Khan. But when they spoke to Dulani, Dulani had some explosive revelations in that sense. He said that Salman would insist that he would drive the car, while Saif would sit next to him. The three actresses, Sabu, and right at the back would sit Salman Khan's spot boy and the driver. They would sit right. So then this driver, what happened during this case, the driver suddenly informed them that Salman had gone on a similar hunting expedition on 26 September 1998 and 1998.
Couple of days earlier.
Yeah, a couple of days earlier. That is how the forest department came to know that chinkaras were also killed.
Okay. So it was the original investigation in the black buck poaching case that took the investigators took them on eventually to the chinkara poaching cases as well.
True.
Right.
And then, according to the driver, Harish, he said that these dead chinkaras were then taken to a location where there was this particular hotel called Ashirwad Hotel, where they were cut up and then cooked as well. And then Later investigation, they seized the jeep, the forest department, and noticed some blood stains in it, inside the jeep, inside this particular gypsy.
Okay.
And that is when everything blew out of proportion. And suddenly Bora thought that, okay, fine, he's onto something big now.
So Bora had this jeep, he had the jeep's owner, he had Salman's driver, did he have the gun as well?
No, he didn't have the gun by then. So then what he did was he immediately and at that point of time, as Bora says, there was humps outside. And very interesting anecdote. The Salman, as usual, was shirtless. So the case, and the girls started crying. Bora asked Salman, said in front of, obviously obliged, these eyewitnesses. There was a long then also was so tech savvy that he thought that since this guy is a big actor and tomorrow he'll come with a lot of reputed lawyers who could just shred this whole investigation pieces. So he decided to videograph the entire, right? And which is also available on YouTube. Parts of it is also available on YouTube. Where Salman though is denying, but you can see the body language. So then Bora realized that, okay, fine, something's wrong, and this guy's done this. So then they asked him for his gun license. When Salman gave him the gun license, Bora retired.
Oh.
And when they went to the hotel to take raid and get the guns, they realized the guns were not there.
The weapons were missing.
Yeah, the weapons were missing. But then they asked Salman. Salman said, no, I have no clues about where the weapons are. So then Bora suddenly had this thing that, okay, fine, there were guns. Because the villagers saw him with guns. So where are these guns? And he has licenses also. So then what he did was he corroborated it with Indian Airlines. Because one of the Salman's squad boy had suddenly left the shooting.
Okay.
And when he contacted Indian Airlines, they informed them that the guns were indeed on board and they were taken to Bombay. Okay. So Bora followed them till Bombay. Followed this guy till Bombay. But when he reached Bombay, he even went to his house, but he was missing. So then
Salman was missing.
No, his spot boy. Salman was still in Jodhpur.
In the shooting.
Yeah. Salman was still, and he was not allowed to leave anyway.
Did he meet anybody from Salman's family there?
Yeah, he met his father, Salman Khan.
Okay.
And Bora, what he told me in his account, he said that when I asked his father, so he said, what you've done to Salman, how do you expect to? But then Salman, these guys moved court, and then court said that Salman has to give his weapons.
Okay.
Then 2 days later, then the weapons were submitted to the forest department, and they had taken custody of all these weapons.
So in a sense, it's sort of an admission from Salman that the weapons were indeed his, and they had been sent away from the.
Yeah. So what the most interesting thing happened that the driver, who was also the key witness in the Chinkara case, he suddenly disappears.
He disappears.
He disappears.
So of the two key eyewitnesses in the case, Salman's driver and Salman's squad boy, who took away the weapons, out of these two, the crucial one, the Salman's driver, disappears.
Yeah.
For how much time did he disappear?
He just disappears, and that is one of the reasons why court gave a reply to Salman, saying his defense, his lawyers, Salman's lawyers argued that this statement was taken. It could have been taken under duress by the forest department, and we never got the opportunity to cross-examine. So, and that is
only circumstantial evidence, no eyewitnesses. So this is a false case.
So then, other thing that there are certain pellets which were recovered from the gypsy.
Okay.
But later on, they found when they raided Salman and Saif's hotel rooms, they also found some pellets. But later on, they found out that the pellets were not the same. Okay. Which also helps. But what Bora says is very interesting. That what was Salman in the first place doing with guns and pellets in Jodhpur? He was come there for shooting a film. You don't need guns for that. So that is what Bora's premise is. But he still believes that justice has not been done. And also, what he thinks is the Black Buck case, where there is strong evidence against Salman, but he feels that that case also would have the same fate. But it is only Bishnois who are fighting this fight. They're fighting it and they want some. So for them, it is like Salman should face the consequences.
The police department must have taken over the investigation from Bora later on.
Yeah, because
is that where the case started floundering?
See,
What does Lalit say? What does Lalit say?
Bora does definitely say that, yeah, because the forest department doesn't have jurisdiction to file an FIR. Okay, so whatever has to be done by the police. Whether the Arms Act comes into place, what happens is not under forest department's jurisdiction. So they have to eventually hand the case over to the police. Then what happened, interestingly, Bora left his job. Bora had to, he says that under duress, because he was being transferred continuously, corruption on his part, and then he eventually left the job. And then when I met him earlier somewhere around 2013, then he said that he had not been asked by the court never been asked by the court to appear. So he was working in Delhi. Now, though he's gone back to Jodhpur, he's doing some solar panel business. But he does feel that the other cases, especially the Black Buck case, could have the same fate and Salman could just walk free.
The rest, as they say, is history. So Salman has essentially been let off because of lack of clinching evidence that would have proved that the allegations of the prosecution that he did indeed was behind the killing of these two chinkaras. The Black Buck case is still sub judice. The High Court's verdict is yet to come. We have seen that members of the Bishnoi community, it is being speculated they are probably contemplating approaching the Supreme Court also in this matter. But as far as the latest developments are concerned, the High Court has acquitted Salman Khan in the 1998 Chinkara poaching case. That's all we have for you in this discussion. Thank you so much for tuning in.